Okay, so we're going to walk over here. This is called Pueblo Bonito, the Chaco Great House occupation, AD 850 to 1250. Said it's a sacred site, stay on designated trails, blah, blah, blah. And we are going to walk over there. It's directly in that area. So Grandma's going to start walking. Okay, this is the way Pueblo Bonito used to look, okay? But it's not like that anymore. And anyways, it says, let me read that to you. Archaeologists of Pueblo Bonito, Chaco Great House. Basically, these were communities, and around AD 850 to 1150. And basically, this is what the designs look like. And I will tell you about this place, about right in the middle here. And this is where they do all their dancings, right around here. So anyways, I will stop here. Now, there is the wall. If you look at the wall here, that whole thing fell down on the village. And see, this is the Pueblo Anasazi building. And as you look at it, I'm going to read this to you. It says, you are now approaching the great ruins of the ancient Indian fortified town, Pueblo Bonito. This huge structure was unearthed and preserved for posterity between 1920 and 1927 by 7 expeditions of the National Geographic Society. Okay, that's them. But before that time, my grandfather and Richard Wetherill went way beyond that, and they're the ones that started to dig and do all kinds of things. I'm going to keep walking. Look at this, incredible. These are like apartments, and these basically some of them went down 5 or 6, 7 stories high. And here's a stink bug. Have you ever had a stink bug? Well, they live here and they stink. But anyway, do you see inside? Incredible. See the wood? The ages of the wood is mainly at that. Let's go in here and let me take you on a tour just real quick. And look how short the doors are. It goes to Grandma's neck. So these people were not tall people. And look at this building right here. Incredible. Okay, so we're going to walk in. Walk. And here is the little room. And look at this. There's more rooms. Do you see? Look at that. And, ooh, I'm not going to go in there. You'll see this is one of the rooms that I don't like. But anyways, so we're walking out. And this is so exciting. You have no idea. You have to come here to really appreciate what Grandma is trying to tell you. My grandfather helped unearth these places. My great-grandfather. And the things they found, turquoise necklaces and just old beaded jewelry. And all the things that they found, they also found like a 9-foot person, 2 of them, that were laying way down deep, and they were covered completely with turquoise rocks, stones. They don't have an explanation of who these people were. So here's another place. They're like little apartment buildings. And I guess these people were short, because, man, I don't know that I could live in a place like this. Anyway, so I'm going to take you up here. Okay, so I'm within the plaza, what they call a plaza. I'm sure these were places where people sold. This is an open area, if you can tell. And this is, there were temple ceremonies that occurred here. And I can't get into those, but there's reasons for what happened in here that Grandma knows. I can't share it, but it's incredible. See the buildings behind there. Now, I'm going to tell you a story real quick. And used to be a long time ago, they would have ladders. Do you remember the ladder in Grandma her raisin video? Well, the ladders, they used to have them, sticking up different places. That's how you got down. That's how you got out. And if you can tell, this is what it looked like. I'll tell you the story. My grandfather was coming from there, coming down over the rocks, and came here walking at night. And I don't know why he didn't have his horse. But so he came here and he was hungry. And this is a long, long, long valley. And so he comes here. And what did he see? He saw the ladders. And there were bears that are around here, all around here, from the Chusca Mountains over in the west side, all along here. And what happened was my grandfather made sure that he went, because he was tired, it was late. He took the ladder and he climbed down into the Kiva like this, and took all the ladders down so nothing could go down there. Okay, and in the night he said, all of a sudden he woke up and there was this big fire in the middle of the room. He couldn't figure out what it had, what is going on here, but he was kind of cold, and all of a sudden he's warm, and then there's people. See where these seats are right along here? There were men sitting all the way around. The women came and they brought food, okay? And he said there were some sheets here somewhere and like blankets. And from back there, they brought him food, and he was laying down somewhere. And they brought him food, and he said he was so famished. He ate it. It was like gravy and meat, and he says he knew it was like elk meat. And then he went on ahead and ate it. It was Pueblo bread. He was fed, and these women were so kind to him. The men asked him if he needed any more. He said no, and they brought him. They said if you're cold, told him they would give him coverings so he would be warm. And he said he ate. He was looking at the men, and they were singing very quietly, and they were had their shakers, and he said he was kind of astounded, but he was so tired. And he had been walking and walking. So he just turned over. He said he covered himself with the bison's hide. And then he went to sleep. He said, I was full. I was safe. I was happy. People around here, I could hear the men singing. And I could hear the crackling of the fire. And lo and behold, when he woke up, this is what he woke up to. Look, nothing. The ladders were where he had put them. They weren't sticking up there where they were that night. And there was no one. And he came and he said it was pretty cold. Now, you got to remember, this is a desert. If you've ever been in the desert, it gets really cold. So then he put the ladders up and he crawled out and he walked the rest of the way home. And he told, my grandmother and everyone. And so that's a story. But see, my grandfather walked along here. My great-grandfather and the medicine men came to all of these places, and they dug up these things for Richard Weatherell. Now, the places where they took all the artifacts and whatever regalia or whatever they found, they sent to the Smithsonian. They sent them to other countries, and that's why people want reparations, so that they would bring them back. So I'm going to walk along here. This is exciting to see all of this. Here they have the dancing, this is called the plaza. They dance, and they do the eagle dance and stuff like that here. And see these buildings? Just incredible. And to think my great-grandfather was here helping Richard Weatherell build and or uncover the different things. And here's another, these are what you call Kiva. Now, it could have been that my grandfather would have gotten in this one, because this is pretty deep. That one was not. And this is really deep. Maybe this is more like I know it was one of these, and this is deep, really deep compared to the other one. And that's where you needed the ladder. So just incredible experiences that my grandfather had as he worked along here. And they dug up. You know, some of these places I told you are possibly 5 to 6 stories deep. And there is one, but I'm not going in there because it kind of scares me, honestly. It's way deep, and people go down there, but you ought to come here and have a vacation. And they have campgrounds way up there, and you can see. And if you can see, look at how this is. Now I'm going to show you. My grandfather built a house, and he built it just like this. You know, this Chacoan way of building the walls. And he did build his own house. This is incredible. Look at this. Look at the walls. Just a beautiful place. This is the hub of trading where everything happened. Now, I don't know why they have this thing here. Maybe they're working on it. But if you look in between these layers, oh, I don't know if they had a meal here. Look at that. But in between these layers, that's where they found the jewelry and different artifacts. And Grandpa, you know, nobody saved anything. And remember when I ate the raisins? Hello. They found the pottery across the way over there. That's where all the trash was taken. These people were incredible. They did not have trash here. People took the trash across the way and they dumped them. And you'll see shards and shards of pottery over there. Look at this. And these were temples. They were trading places, places where people slept and gathered from all nations. I mean, nations meaning, oh, here's a Pueblo Bonito ladder. No, apparently that's how they get in and out of there. But a long time ago, they used to have these ladders, and so awesome. I was going to say, look at this watercress, but it's not watercress. I've seen watercress grown here because of the water. If you look down here, the water gathers, and it's just incredible. So this is where my grandfather, like I said, my grandfather, Rafael Mescalito, and my grandfather, Mescalito Nelson, where they dug this whole place up with many of the medicine men. It's huge. It is. It goes further out and further down.